Hello and welcome to the Tarot Share that's held the first and third Tuesdays of every month at Serenity and Soul at 400 North Center Street in Westminster, Maryland. My name is Io Kirkwood and I will be delivering the astrological first quadrant information to you today. But before I do that, what I'd like to do is let you know about all of our events. First and foremost, we have a retail store across the way, and we are having a sale of buy one, get one free, or a BOGO as they call it, in our scarves. So if you would like to stock up on that awesome Christmas stuffing stopper or the gift that keeps on giving, you can come by and buy one and then get the second one. I think it's buy one, get one free. Yeah, the second one free. So for our events, of course, today is the Tarot Share. On Thursday, the 5th, we have a light language circle. And what you can expect from the light language circle is that you will be greeted by people who have experienced waking up in the middle of the night and speaking in strange languages, which we call the language of the soul. This can be a frightening occurrence for someone who isn't familiar with it. And so here is where you can find other people who have experienced this, people who are advanced in working with this kind of light language, which again is the language of the soul. It is a very healing practice, and it is the way that your essence can speak to the world. And so these people who have the same experiences will be able to guide you along in your journey to understand why it may be coming through. Or also, if you are very aware of light language, you too can come and help people. A lot of people are waking up to this, myself included. I did not believe in any of that until it started happening to me. So come on down if you are having those unusual occurrences. There's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing to be afraid of. You just need to come on down and speak with other people who have experienced it. On Thursday, the 12th, we have our essential oils class. And then on Thursday, the 12th, as well, we have Tibetan Yoga for Enlightenment, Meet the Teacher. This yoga class begins in January, and it is an 8-week class. It's $320, and the teacher is Victoria Oneda, and she is very well versed in yoga and has been trained by a master. Then on Saturday, the 14th, we are having our Solstice and Service Festival. This is our first time ever having it, and what we are offering is for the Community Foundation of Carroll County funds to set up tables and to communicate with the community. We are a 501c3 fund of the Community Foundation of Carroll County. And so we would like to encourage funds. If you haven't signed up for anything on the 14th yet, I know it's short notice, but if you want to set up with us, come on down, get in touch with Laura Goldman, our events coordinator, and she'll help you out. Okay. And that's events at Serenity and Soul, all one word, AND spelled out, .com. And then on Tuesday, the 17th, we'll be having our Tarot Share again. And then on Wednesday, the 18th, we are having a Reiki share for people of all levels. Our Reiki master, Cynthia Russell, will be in attendance, and she will be overseeing everything, and we will have a lot of fun. If you've never had Reiki done before, you can come to be a receiver. You do not have to know how to do Reiki to come to a Reiki share. You can be our little guinea pig, and we will fill you up with universal energy and send you on your merry way. So those are our events for this month. And now let us get into astrology and how it actually works with tarot. Now, I'm only going to discuss the first quadrant, and the first quadrant is the first 3 houses of the natal wheel that is used in astrology, but it is also the first 3 cards of the astrological reading. This quadrant is a very personal quadrant, so it's if you look at the wheel, the top part is extrovert, the bottom part is introvert. And then if you look to the left-hand side, you're going to see the personal. And then on the other side, you'll see the transpersonal. So the quadrant that I'm talking about is sort of the introverted, very personal first three houses. And we're going to look at the numerology that comes with that as well. So let's start with the first house. The first house in astrology is ruled by Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. So Aries and Mars are influences on this house. This is a very I am, my identity, how I present basically myself to the world. And the ascendant is the first cusp of that house. And so the ascendant is also known as how you present to the world. So when we look at that first card, we're looking at our sense of identity in the whole tarot reading, because an astrological reading is used to sort of see where you are in all of your aspects at that given moment of time. So when you look at that first card, it's the first house, Aries, Mars, and it's also the number one. The number one, of course, is about I, right? Number one looks like an I, and that's what it's all about. It's about self-identity. And so when you see ones in your tarot readings, aces, you know this is about my potential, what's coming from me to me, and it is very personal. So now let's move on to the second house. The second house is Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. And so when we look at the second house in an astrological reading, it's the second card. We're also looking at aesthetics, like my personal style, the things that I enjoy, my assets, my personal money. So when we do the astrological reading and we see the card that's sitting there, we are going to talk about assets, your aesthetic, things, liquid assets. I'm not talking about homes or anything of that sort. I'm talking about currency, things that move, and also your personal views on wealth as well as earning a living. So when we look at that, we also see the number two there. And the two is sort of you, the one, and then another one interacting with each other. So the first one was the thesis. The second one is the antithesis. So you can also look at it, at them interacting that way, because identity, depending on how you associate it, can also be about what you earn, about what assets you have, what your wealth is. It can be a good thing or it can be a very traumatic thing. A lot of us have money wounds. So that number two is also about a relationship with money. All right. One is about relationship with self. The other, number two, is about relationship with money and aesthetics and wealth. Now, house number three, which is our final house for today, is going to be Gemini, and it is ruled by Mercury. And Gemini uh, oversees sort of communication, mental activities. There is Mercury in there, so we have transactions as well. And these are more about transactions with other people as opposed to monetary transactions, right? So what we're looking at here is my style of communication. So when you look at that third card in an astrological reading, you're going to be thinking about communication. But this is also a house of siblings and a house of technology. So when you look at it, it can be your relationship with technology and your very first relationships with people other than your parents. All right, so these are sibling relationships. The number three, of course, is now the synthesis. So we have thesis in one, antithesis in two, and then synthesis in 3. And all 3 houses are about your relationship with self, with money, and with communicating. What's my style of communication? So 3 also is mommy, daddy, and baby makes 3 kind of thing. So there's sort of a completeness and a perfection to the number 3 as well. But here again, we are talking about communication, which is outside parties in a sense, but on a very personal level. So those are the first 3 houses of the astrology wheel and the first 3 cards of the astrological reading. We will continue next tarot share with houses 4 through 6, which are also sort of the introverted but transpersonal aspects of the astrology wheel. Thank you for attending. We are Serenity and Soul at the Town Mall of Westminster in Westminster, Maryland. Say that very fast. And we are we're here. We're having a sale. Come shop with us. Shop local. Thank you so much. Namaste.